Welcome back to another episode of Smooth Operator Trucking. Thank you guys for joining me today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, make sure you leave a comment below, hit that like button, and maybe even consider subscribing. Alright, we got a lot to talk about today. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to talk about my second week at LandStar. First time bumping the dock, taking my dog on a road with me, lending some roadside assistance, almost bar fight, being rusty on backing, Amazon load that I almost did not get paid for, and the Reset Your Mindset event that I went to in West Virginia. Alright, so here we go. Second week at LandStar. So far, things have been going pretty good. First week, really didn't book any loads because I was waiting on my EOD login to come in, and there was some discrepancies with that. Once I got a load, first load was going from Jacksonville, Florida to somewhere in Texas. I want to say McKinley, Texas, or somewhere in that area. Now my second load was going from McKinley, Texas to North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina. And man, let me tell you, that was pretty interesting because this is only my second load, so I'm getting used to things. I didn't get paid for the load until like the third, maybe fourth week, because no one signed the paperwork. And before I left, I asked the guard in Shack and said, "Hey, you guys can go ahead and sign this?" He said, "We don't do that anymore." And so yeah. So LandStar, I guess, had to do some research on that. Finally, I got paid for it, so it all worked out. So anyways, when I first got to the loading dock, this guy comes out. He says, "Hey man, if I get you unloaded fast, you gonna take care of me?" And I'm like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah man, sure." So he went ahead and took care of me, I guess, and I gave him $20. It took him 45 minutes. I don't know if that's quicker than normal or about the same, but everybody's always trying to hustle, but it is what it is. Pretty nice being out on the open road, making your own decisions out here. Really enjoyed that. I ran into a situation probably on my third load where this lady was broke down in the middle of the street, and so I was able to lend her a hand and get her at least pushed off, into a parking lot. So hopefully she got that car fixed. But it was kind of cool because, like you think about back in the old days where whenever there was a car or a truck pulled over, there was other vehicles, truckers pulled over, helping out, trying to see what's going on and lending a hand, As a matter of fact, at one point in time, probably 50s, 60s, maybe even the 70s, if you saw a motor vehicle in trouble and didn't pull over and help them, you actually could get in trouble for that. But back then, obviously, we didn't have the same amount of communications and everything. So if you were stuck somewhere in the middle of nowhere, that could be a life or death situation. I'll tell you guys about a bar fight that almost happened. So stopped by to see my kids, and I parked in this parking lot, and I'm thinking like, okay, this place is going to be empty by the time I leave here. And when I left, the parking lot was full. I could not get out of there. So apparently there was some pool hall there, and every night, at a certain time, that pool hall starts to freaking get a lot of people. So I had to go inside and kind of build some rapport and ask around and talk to the manager, try to get some people to move their vehicles so that way I didn't mess them up. And ended up buying a lot of people around a beer or alcohol, whatever, for the troubles. And everybody was actually pretty cool about it. But at first I was like, man, this is going to be pretty terrible. But it worked out pretty nicely. Let me tell you, so prior to this, I was at FedEx Ground. We had those short trailers, and so I rarely ever get a 53-foot trailer. So I was a little worried about how my backing was going to be once I started with LandStar. But my very first load, or time backing up to a dock, a tight spot, and, went pretty smoothly. So I was pretty surprised about that. But really just boiled down to just making sure I took my time to make sure I was safe. So later on that week, I got a chance to go to the Reset Your Mind set event hosted by Larry Long and Chris Pope out of in Hurricane, West Virginia. Now, let me tell you, man, that was amazing. You know, if you're thinking about becoming a BCO at LandStar, or you want to become an owner operator, you don't have a truck yet, man, look these guys up, man. Blue Ribbon Logistics. Basically, these guys, they'll bring you in and they'll teach you how to become an owner operator. And they have a pretty high success rate for people who actually make it through the course or the pipeline, whatever you call it. So, think about becoming an owner operator. Definitely check those guys out. They're very smart. You know how to drive a truck already, but those guys will teach you how to be successful in running your own trucking business. Okay. Pretty much it for the week. I haven't been putting out a lot of videos. I thought that I would put out a video every week, but I've just been out here on the road, getting it done. So it's kind of hard to put out videos every week. But I'm enjoying it so far. LandStar, for the most part, pretty much just leaves you alone. Let you do whatever it is you need to do to run your business the way you see fit. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, go ahead and hit that like button, consider subscribing, and share, and leave a comment. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. Hard times don't last, hard truckers do. And last but not least, stay smooth, my friend.